Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the show. Okay, first things first, before we get into today's episode, if you are listening to this in real time, then we are currently kicking off our 10-day metabolic reset. I am so freaking excited. Like, I could not be more pumped about this reset because we did something that we've never done before where we've opened up an accountability group. Normally, we just do that for the ladies, like inside of our like BBA community and our coaching clients. But this time we were like, you know what? Let's like do this together. Like in the spirit of summer bodies are made in the spring. Like I want to do this with you guys. I want to like all be together. So I'm so excited because we added this accountability group for anybody who grabs the reset, which is only $30, by the way. And you get to keep the reset content forever. You also get access to the accountability group where I'm going to be posting definitely like little threads and things, but more so a daily thread for you to comment and share like how it's going, how you're feeling, just that extra little layer of support. So we're kicking that off again. If you're listening to this in real time, April 14th, and it runs through the 23rd in true 10-day fashion. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm actually filming this, a couple days before the reset kicks off. And I'm super pumped because you guys, we already opened the accountability group and you guys have put introductions in there. And I'm so excited because now we have the weekend to get to see these introductions and post. And I'm so pumped. And here's the other deal. Definitely because I've gotten messages from ladies who've been like, well, I've got stuff going on during those 10 days. Like, should I still grab it? Should I still join the group? So a couple different things about that. Number one, again, once you get the reset, it's yours. Like you get to keep access to it. Number two, even though the accountability group is running through specific dates, you can still just be in the energy of it, even if you're not fully plugged in. And the best part is that we just feel like we've got that, vibe that this is going to be super fun to do it together. So the plan is, if you guys love it and we love it, we will pop these little accountability groups onto the reset as we do them throughout the year. Because we do the 10-day reset regularly inside of our programs because it is so freaking good. The results are so fabulous. It's so effective. And so those accountability groups that will pop on and add on, once you've got the reset, you'll get added automatically. We had ladies buy the reset last year. Those ladies they've got instant access to this accountability group. So it kind of pays to go ahead and grab it anyways. And we make upgrades. I upgraded all of the lessons, all the content to just make them a little more juicy. It was already so good, but you know me, I like to over deliver. So I made it even better. So any upgrades we make, any of the accountability groups we add on, you'll get access to that. So it's worth getting. And also, even if you can't do the full 8 habits, which by the way, 4 of them are kind of required, but the other 4 are more suggested. If you can't do all of them, for example, I had somebody who's traveling, she knows she's going to be having fried food and sugary treats and drinks and things like that, then just leave that habit off. We have women who there are certain habits that either don't apply to them or it just doesn't work for them and their mindset or their lifestyle. So you don't have to do all 8. All of the habits are so beneficial inside of the 10-day reset for helping you reduce bloat and inflammation, help you kick cravings, help you get your energy levels up, really help you get your body into prime fat burning mode. That's what I say about it. It's really not your metabolism that we're resetting. You technically cannot reset your metabolism. It's more so your habits that help your metabolism freaking fire off and burn fat. So we're really laying the foundation in the 10-day reset with these 8 staple habits that are proven and that we have seen. This is why it's our most popular mini program. We have seen over and over again are so effective for laying that foundation so that inside of your fat loss phase, you are ready to go. So if you're somebody who can't do all the habits or doesn't want to, like this go round, totally fine. We have women, again, who still see phenomenal results. Of course, I'm going to say, because it's true, that doing all of them is the most effective, but you can get so much benefit even from doing some of them. So here's the deal. Why haven't you joined the 10-day metabolic reset yet? Again, we're kicking off with this fabulous accountability group, which you do not want to miss. But even if not, like, you've got the reset and you can have it for next time or anytime you want to pop it in, you've got that access. So good. I'm dropping the link to that in the show notes at the very top so that you can grab it. And I'm like so excited. I've been working on my grocery list. I've already kind of got like, went ahead and like got some of my like habits kind of like back to it, but I am like going full send on Monday with you guys. And I'm so freaking pumped. Okay. Had to get that out there. 10-day reset, top of the show notes, grab the link, get in there with us. It's not too late. Even if you're catching this a little bit later, you can still jump in. If we've got the group going, just jump in with us, or again, just do the reset whenever you're ready. So, all right, you guys, summer bodies are made in the spring. I am like loving this theme. You guys are loving this theme. This is episode 2 of this series that we have going in April. And today we're talking about one of my favorite topics. These are always y'all's favorite like the mindset episodes are the most downloaded. They're the ones that you guys message me the most about. So we're just going to dive right in to today's, because today we're talking about 4 mindset shifts that you need to make right now. Like right now, girlfriend, you need to make right now if you are serious about hitting your fat loss goals, feeling so incredible for summer, or these apply anytime. So we're in this little summer bodies are made in the spring series, but if you're catching this in November, all of this still applies. These mindset shifts are not just fluff. Not just fluff. There is no, fluff with this. This is some real stuff that you guys need to hear. Honestly, I see these mindset shifts as the foundation for everything you want to achieve. Like, you need to make these shifts, because the truth is, like, you can have the best plan in the world. You guys know this. I say it all the time. You can have the best plan in the world, which is our goal body plan, by the way, because it allows for you to have flexibility and freedom and get to like eat the foods you love and still shed body fat. Hello. Why would you do anything else? Anyways, you can have the best plan in the world, but if your mindset is not in the right place, then you'll keep spinning your wheels. And I'm just so no nonsense about this. I'm not going to sit here and be like, you just need the plan. You just need the plan. No, you need the mindset shifts. This is why our program not only has like the goal body plan, which teaches you everything from the diet side, but also we cover the mindset side too. So if you're tired of starting over every Monday, if you feel like you're still stuck in that lose and regain cycle, and you're sitting here and you're looking at the calendar like I am, and you're like, I've got stuff coming up that I want to feel good for, then the deal is this, like, let's create some lasting change. Let's do that. Let's think about this as, yes, we're getting this summer body ready. We're taking advantage of right now because it's spring and it's time to turn it on. Like, we're not waiting anymore. We're not dragging our feet. We're not hoping that we get it together. But let's make sure that we are truly thinking about this as not just a solution to feel good for summer, but forever. Forever. Can you imagine? I just talked about this on TikTok, or maybe I talked about my stories on Instagram too. But you guys know what I've been thinking about, like, specifically lately? I was saying how I am motivated to feel hot this summer. Do not get me wrong. I'm not going back on this. I am motivated to feel hot this summer. But you want to know what's motivating me more is the thought that I don't have to worry about this anymore. So what I mean by this is, and I see this with my clients, and so I'm more so speaking this into, I know what you guys really, really want, and I know that I feel this same way. It is that you don't want to have to think about this anymore. You don't want to have to worry about it. Okay, so, truly imagine that you are walking into the pool, with your swimsuit on, and you don't have to think about how you feel. You just feel good. Or you're going on vacation and you're packing your outfits and you're not like, oh, what fits? You're like, all of it fits. All of it, or what looks great, right? All of it looks great. Or the phones come out and it's time to snap a picture and you're not like stressing over like, is it going to be a flattering angle? Like, I don't want to be tagged in this. I don't want to see it, like not having to worry about that. Not having to worry about like which pair of shorts can you wear that doesn't dig into you, or you do have to like put a certain top with it because they don't fit right. Like the freedom that comes with just feeling good in your body, just feeling confident in your body and not having to worry about it anymore. That's what's motivating me. So putting in the work now so that I can enjoy this summer, even if you're, for my ladies who are like, but I've got so long to go. I'm not saying that this summer you're going to be at your goal and you're not going to have to worry about it, but the motivation that you know that you're on your way, that you know that you're better off than where you were. And so you don't have to worry about it, right? And then eventually you get to the point where you really are in maintenance and you don't have to worry about it, right? But not having to worry about it anymore, getting to free your mind from it and just have peace about putting on clothes and showing up for things in your life. How freaking motivating is that? So let's do the work now. Okay. Let's do the work now. I'm going to give you 4 mindset shifts that will not only help you lose the weight, but also, again, building these habits so that you keep it off for good. So let's get into it. All right. Number 1 is that you need to stop thinking it will always be great. Okay. This is a big one. You need to stop thinking that this journey is always going to feel amazing, because it won't. I'm coming at y'all with a hard hitter first. Okay. The truth is sometimes this is going to suck. Sorry if I told the boys the other day, I'm like, can we just not say suck? And then here I am saying it on the podcast. The truth is it's going to suck sometimes. It is. You're not always going to feel motivated. You're not always going to want to do it. You're not always going to wake up so excited to hit your calorie deficit or get your workout in. Okay. As women, our energy levels fluctuate. Our hunger fluctuates. Our mood fluctuates because we've got this glorious 28-day cycle. Okay. And yes, sometimes your calorie deficit is going to feel annoying. It is. Sometimes you're going to feel hungry. I'm never going to lie about that. These people that say you're never going to be hungry, lies. You're going to have hunger sometimes. That's part of a calorie deficit, period. You can have the most volume veggies and fiber and all the things in the world. Like, you're still going to sometimes experience hunger in a calorie deficit in a fat loss phase, because our hunger is up and down. It fluctuates. Our hormones affect our hunger. Like, there's so many reasons why. You might be more active, burn more calories. Like, you're going to have hunger sometimes. Okay. That's part of it. Sometimes you'll have to say no when you don't want to. You're going to be like, I just want to go to that dinner and just enjoy the food and not worry about it, right? Speaking of worrying about things, right? You're just not going to want to worry about it. And you're going to go, but I've got these goals. I've got this calorie deficit. I went through this because I turned back on so I always do a little summer shape up and I have a private podcast for my community and coaching clients. And I did an entire episode for them breaking down, the fat loss steps for really getting back into it. And I used myself and the 10 things that I do when I get back into a calorie deficit as a blueprint and a guideline, and really just examples, giving them real world examples. And I recorded it at the time that I was getting back into my deficit, which I do every year before summer as like a little summer shape up, right? Most of the time I'm living in maintenance mode, and even like a lower end of my maintenance mode, but like getting back into a calorie deficit where my calories are like 300, 400, 500 calories below is, for me still, So get back into this little summer shape up, and I was recording this episode for them. I told them I was mad today at my hunger. Okay. It was big. My hunger was big, but I was more active. I went for more, I got more steps, I went for 2 walks, and it was like the 3rd day in the deficit, and my body's like, wait a second, what are we doing? What are we doing? You've been giving me all this food. What are we doing? Especially with all my health stuff this year. I had kind of big plans for myself and then got knocked down with some health stuff. And it was like, I've been in this maintenance mode, which has been awesome. I love that I just live there so naturally when I need to. And like, when I get back into a deficit, I'm like, oh yeah, this takes work. Oh yeah, this kind of sucks sometimes. Whenever you get back into a deficit, especially what I was telling them in that episode, like after you've been overfeeding yourself, you're going to feel it. Okay. You're going to feel it. Now, does that mean you should have this like endless hunger and you should be shaking? No, like in our program, we talk about like appropriate levels of hunger. But all of this to say that I went through it myself in my 100 pounds. I go through it whenever I go back into a deficit for my little summer shape up, which I do every year to get ready for feeling good for trips and things, usually photo shoot and things like that. So I also know what it feels like, and I know that it sucks, and so I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie and act like it's always sunshine and rainbows. I think that when you're set up to believe that it's always going to be great, then that makes it harder. So the other thing here is, yeah, like there's been multiple things where I'm like, okay, I'm going to get serious. I'm ready. I can think about this so much in my 100-pound transformation for sure. Where it's like, okay, like I'm on it, I'm in it. And it's like an event pops up. And then another event, and another event. It's like, there's always an event, right? I always say that. There's always a holiday. There's always a birthday. There's always a trip. There's always an event. There's always a work thing. Like you could go on and on for all the reasons why, well, I'm just going to enjoy this one. There's always going to be stuff. At some point, you got to pick and choose. Like there's always going to be stuff, right? So there were times when I was like, I want to just enjoy all the things, but I can't, it doesn't fit today. It doesn't fit right now. I've got that other thing coming up that I would rather enjoy, that I would rather like flex a little on, right? So sometimes you have to say no. It's not a free for all. I talked about that in one of the recent episodes, right? But here's the shift. Here's the shift. When you expect these challenges, you can prepare for them. Mentally, when you know it's coming, it's no longer a reason to quit. Now it's a reason to lean in. But this is a mindset shift. This is a mindset shift. This isn't me just talking words. This is a mindset shift that you have to make for yourself. You are going to sometimes have hunger. You are sometimes going to wish you could just eat the cheese fries and drink the drinks and whatever. You are sometimes just going to want to say, F it. You are sometimes going to want to skip your workout. But when you can anticipate that that's coming, that there's going to be challenges, and you can kind of prepare yourself mentally and go, okay, now I know, right? I've committed to this fat loss, and I know that something's going to pop up that's going to make me wish that I wasn't doing this. I know there's going to be an evening where I'm tired and I'm just going to want to go home after work. I know that's going to pop up. It's popped up before, right? And I know I'm going to have to push past it anyways, because discomfort is a sign of growth. It is where the change happens. You're talking about changing your body. We're talking about changing our habits, our mindset, and our body. Where change happens isn't this cushy, comfortable place. I really saw this with my 100-pound transformation. I really see it with my clients that are so incredibly successful that lose the last 10 pounds all the way up to 70 plus pounds, okay? Mom and her 110, there's going to be discomfort. And that is where the growth happens. That is where the change happens. When you feel resistance is not a sign to stop. That's where you stop and give up. I know it is. That's where you give up. Oh, it's so hard. I don't want to say no to going and eating all that food. Oh, it's so hard. I don't want to get up and cook the meal. I just want to DoorDash. Oh, I just want to sit on the couch and skip the workout. That's when you throw in the towel. It's discomfort. It's uncomfortable to get up and show up when you don't feel like it, when your mood isn't right, when you've got stressors, when you're busy, when things are going on. When you feel the resistance is not a sign to stop. It is not a sign to give up. It is the signal. You should see it as a signal that it's actually time to show up for yourself and push through. This is the difference between getting your goal body and getting to where you want to be and staying stuck forever where you are. Dropping the truth bombs today. You've got to stop thinking it will always be great. It will always be easy. That high you're on in the beginning goes away. It does. I'm not trying to hurt y'all's feelings. I'm trying to give you real talk, okay? The high that you might be on right now is going to go away at some point, and you need to be ready for that. You need to know it's going to happen. Lock in mentally. I know there's going to come a day. I may be on it right now. I talk to especially my one-on-one, my clients in elite transformation coaching that have one-on-one texts with me. We talk about this a lot. I know that it's coming. What has stopped me before? That I've been tired, that I've been busy, that I've been stressed, that I didn't feel like doing it, that it felt overwhelming. That's what stopped me before. So you know it's coming again. It's not going to suddenly disappear. You're not going to ride the high forever. So mentally prepare. When you come up against a struggle, when you start feeling that resistance and that struggle, oh, I don't want to show up. Oh, that's when you lock in. Lock in. That's not when you quit. That's when you lean into it. Lean into the discomfort, because guess what's going to happen? You're going to get on the other side of it and you're going to be like, wow, that wasn't even that bad. Okay. We give up at that resistance point so much that it's just become habit. Every time we even feel a little flicker of discomfort, throwing it away. You don't even know what it's like to push past anymore. You got to push past. And on the other side of it, you're like, whoa, that actually wasn't even that bad. I'm so glad I did this. Not only was it not so bad, I'm so glad I did this. This workout's what I needed. This meal may not have been as tasty as the cheese fries and all the drinks, but like, I feel so good to fuel my body. And more importantly, to stay committed to the goal that I have feels so much better than fleeting cheese fries and drinks. I don't know why. I don't even like cheese fries. Does anybody eat cheese? Well, that's actually not true. There are these cheese fries at this restaurant in Fayetteville they have bacon and okay. So good. What I'm talking about is when the cheese fries don't fit into the plan, but you want to have them anyways. And you've conditioned yourself to quit and just have the cheese fries. You've gotten into a habit of just saying yes to the things that you know you need to say no to. And you've got to learn to push past it. Just on the other side of it is where you go, it actually felt so much better to stay on track. I'm so glad I didn't do that. And when the moment passes too, by the way, when you're not impulsive and the moment passes, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't even believe I was that caught up in it, right? We give in so quickly to these things because we think it should always feel great. And when it doesn't, we just abandon. But on the other side of it, is where you build the resilience to break the habit of giving in and throwing in the towel. But most women don't get there because they're not willing to push past the first couple times where it's really uncomfortable, or push in the moments that, it sucks. I don't want to show up. Okay. So I always say this, but this is where you grow. This is where you get what you asked for. You said, I want my goal body. I want my goal body. I'm going to lose the weight. I want my goal body. Show me. Show yourself that you want your goal body by showing up when you don't feel like it. Those hard moments, the ones where you don't feel like it, that's where the transformation happens, girl. That's where it happens. I had so many of them in my 100-pound transformation where I was like, I don't want to do this. It's rainy. It's cold. I'm not in the mood. My cycle, this little cold, this laundry list of things I have to do. I'm tired. I know. It sucks sometimes. It's going to. You got to be okay with the discomfort. And instead of running from it, instead of trying to resist it, like, oh, if I could just stay away from the discomfort. This is the other thing. If I just stay away from the discomfort, no, it's gonna get you eventually, okay? You can set yourself up with all the success. Like, it's still gonna get you at some point, okay? Just embrace it. Embrace it. Oh, it sucks. I don't want to do it. You know what? I'm going to lean in anyways. It is your signal. Every time you switch your mindset. Every time you feel the discomfort of, I don't want to do it, switch it to, oh, there it is. There it is. My voice, Hillary's voice in your head. This is my sign to lean in and keep going. All right. Number 2. I'm preaching today, y'all. I'm preaching. All right. Number 2 mindset shift you need to make right now is stop focusing on how long it's going to take. If I hear this one more time, I'm about to cut y'all off. This is huge. You've got to stop obsessing over the timeline. You got to stop. I would have never lost 100 pounds. I would have never gotten in the best shape of my life if I thought about the timeline. I didn't. I'm going to give myself a lot of credit. In the beginning, like, oh my gosh, I have so far to go. But I dropped that and it changed everything for me. And it was, why did I drop it? Because I made a mindset shift. So here's the thing. When you are constantly thinking over and over again, oh, this is taking so long, or I'll never get there, you are setting yourself up for so much frustration. And guess what that frustration leads to? Quitting. Okay. So here's the shift. Here's the mindset shift that you need to make. Stop focusing on the whole staircase, the whole mountain. Just focus on the next step. You've got to learn to celebrate the wins along the way. And I know at some point that starts to sound really cliche, because I know I'm not the only person out there saying this. Not the first one to say it, not going to be the last. And it's not going to be the last time you hear it from me, okay? You've got to start celebrating the small progress and the wins along the way. Did you stick to your plan today? Woohoo, there it is. There's a vote for put it in the bucket. I'm always like, put the vote in the bucket. You're trying to collect a whole bucket of votes for yourself, for the future version of yourself that feels so hot. You got to collect these votes. So every little thing you do needs to go in the bucket. It needs to be celebrated. Did you stick to the plan? That's a win. Did you hit your protein today? That's a win. Did you get your workout in? We're winning. The time is going to pass anyways. In fact, just think about where you are right now. Think about if you had started 2 years ago and just been consistent. Where would you be right now? And I always bring this up, and it's not to make you feel bad. It's to make you lock in on these next 2 years so that you're not in this position 2 years from now. If you had been consistent 2 years ago, the time still passed, you're still here, right? Can you imagine with that time, if you had made the most of it, where you'd be right now? Okay. So the time's going to go anyways. We're not going anywhere. Are you planning on going somewhere? No, you're still going to be here. And if you're listening to my show, then I know that you know that being hot doesn't end when you're in your 30s or your 40s or your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. I'm trying to be the hottest 90-year-old in the world, okay? That desire to look and feel good is never going to go away. We are women. We're done apologizing for it. So what is this like idea that like there's a timeline on it, right? But the shift that's important is that you've got to stop obsessing and focusing on the timeline. You need to just be doing it. You need to shift your focus to the progress that you're making. And when you do this, like when you shift from like the timeline, this many months and this many, I say this with women in my program all the time because all of our programs are a minimum of 4 months. And it's like, if you feel like you wasted some time, it's like, do you think that everything ends after 4 months? Like life keeps going. So just get to it. Let's go. Like every day is a day where you're putting those votes in the bucket. Like, let's go. There's not this. Some ladies just really are so black and white. They put this like end date. It's like an expiration date. Again, where are you going? You got a whole life. Okay. So again, sorry, I got off track. When you shift your focus from this timeline to progress, you're going to realize how much momentum you're building and how much it changes everything, because you're going to be like, you know what? The time's going to pass. Like it just starts to click when you make this shift that the time's going to pass anyways. So you have a choice with that. You can either move closer to your goals and be proud of your habits and the woman that you're becoming, or you can stay stuck. There's two. There's not like a option, middle option. A or B, what you picking? Left or right? Yes or no? Where you going? Stay stuck? or move closer to your goals. Time's going to keep going and the choice is yours. So think about it this way. If you stay consistent for the next 6 months, where could you be? If you're listening to this in April, here we go. I'm about to use my fingers. May, June, July, August, September, October. You could be in the fall putting on jeans that like you're like, ooh, last year you couldn't have caught me dead trying to put these on, but like, look at me now. Okay, 4 months from now, August, summer, still summer vibes in August. Think how good you could feel. So again, where could you be if you stop focusing on the timeline, and you realize it's going to pass regardless? So use the time to build the body and the life that you want. But we got to stop getting hung up on, well, I didn't do it by this. I have had this conversation so much like, well, I didn't do it by summer. I didn't do it. So what? Next summer is going to come around too. Holiday pictures are coming. Fall jeans are going to come back around. Like, there's no expiration date. So we got to shift our mindset away from focusing on how long it's going to take. And instead, we just got to get started. We just got to focus on the progress that we're making. Okay, point number 3, mindset shift number 3. We got to stop thinking about fat loss like a diet, and we got to start thinking about it like a lifestyle. Now, this one changes everything. This changes everything. Here's the deal. If you see this as temporary, this is a temporary thing. This is a diet that I'm on to lose the weight. I love when women come into my world and I can help them like change this perception. Because a lot of times people do join me. They haven't listened to they haven't consumed everything of mine. So they're like, I'm just going to do this diet. And I'm like, we're going to change your mindset around that. You're not just here to just do this diet to lose this weight. If you see it as a temporary thing, just something to get through until you hit your goal, and then you're going to be fine. You're just going to go right back to where you started. This is a mindset shift. Let me make something so clear. Oh, I'm getting a foot cramp, y'all. I've been sitting on my foot and I'm like, I know this is going to go bad eventually. Let me make this very clear with this mindset shift, because I'm not just talking about fad diets. I think a lot of times ladies are like, what they think what I'm saying here is it needs to be like a sustainable method to lose weight, which absolutely, you guys already know that, right? Like you do realize, we're all adults. We all realize, right, that the way that you eat to lose the weight is how you need to eat, for the rest of your life if you want to keep the weight off. I know everybody, thinks like, oh, I'll just miserably suffer through that protein meal service, whatever. What are the shakes and bars? I don't even pronounce it correctly. And then I'll transition to balance. Okay, well, that doesn't work. If it works for somebody, they're a unicorn. It's not average. How you go back to like whatever you do, like the weight comes back, right? So whatever you do to lose it needs to be what you do like forever to keep it off. But that's that everybody can understand that concept. I'm taking this a step further. We're going further. This is deep, right? I'm not a surface level influencer program. This is deep. This is 10 years of data, 2 degrees, and thousands of women, and a framework that I have refined that is psychology based and evidence backed by research. So I need you to take this a step further. We're going further here. It's not just about the diet and the things you eat. It's about what you do and how you think and how you show up and how you live. I know it's a cliche. I know everybody rolls their eyes when I'm like, you need to make a lifestyle change. We're talking deep here. You need to make a lifestyle change. The reason that you gain the weight back every time you lose it is because you have not made a lifestyle change, period. End of story. I'm not afraid to hurt your feelings. I will hold your hand and pat you on the back and tell you I love you so much. And I'm telling you the truth because I want you to get in your goal body, but actually keep it. That if you gain the weight back, you haven't really made the changes. there is a permanency with keeping your body when the habits are also kept. And I used to get like really defensive about this topic because people would be like, well, every time I stop logging, I gain the weight back. And I'd be like, I don't know how to keep explaining this, that if you gain the weight back, it's because you went back to overeating. You didn't miraculously gain weight back. I'm not afraid to hurt your feelings. I am a truth talk coach. I'm here to get you results. I'm not sugarcoating this. If you gain the weight back when you stop logging, it's because you start consuming more calories. Now, do you need to make sure that you have a framework that teaches you how to transition away from logging? Yes, that's what we do in phase 4. Really, it's sprinkled throughout, but in phase 4 of our goal body framework, that's what we cover. Because you do need to know how to eat. The food logging is a tool. It should be a tool that you use in a calorie deficit in a fat loss phase to get you to where you need to be. Maybe sometimes in maintenance if you're doing something specific like gaining muscle and things like that, or transitioning to maintenance. But like food logging is just a tool, and you should ultimately know at the end of it how to eat to maintain your weight. I mean, that's the key. But no program, even the best program, can hand you what you should do and the changes that you should make, but it's still up to you to follow and do it. It's still up to you to make the actual changes to your lifestyle. So I am talking about it from food, because if you gain the weight back, then yes, oftentimes you are overeating portions. You're eating out too much. You're being too flexible, because it doesn't lie. You don't gain weight spontaneously. You don't gain weight in maintenance. You gain weight when you excessively eat over your maintenance. So that's how that happens, whether you're logging or not, whether you're aware or not. And it's so easy for this to happen. There's no shade at this. It's happened to me. I have been like, oh, I've got this. This is why I included this in my framework and went so hard on it. Once I mastered it, I'm like, I got to teach this, because here's the deal. Eating out is calorie expensive. Avocado toast is calorie expensive. Liquid calories are calorie expensive. They add up fast. You can consume 2,000, 2,500, 3,000 calories, 4,000 calories, easy if you're doing lots of eating out or just indulging, period. So it's not necessarily anybody's fault that this happens, but like it does, that you're consuming too many calories. And my point here is that if you go back to overeating and eating whatever you want at restaurants, eating out too much, portions, they can move to maintenance size portions. They can't move to surplus size portions. They can't move to weight gain portions, right? Comfort eating, stress eating, emotional eating, just being willy-nilly with the drinks, all the food. Because in fat loss, it's very easy, right, to be like confined by boundaries. But into maintenance and all of this, when you stop dieting and you stop logging, you've still got to stay in these boundaries. And how does this happen? Yes, you need the framework. 100%, you kind of need the fat loss framework to get you there, right? How to build your plate, how to kind of stay on it with your calories, how to track, your weight and make sure that you're kind of staying, in this thermostat of a comfortable weight for yourself and all this. But it's the mindset. It's the mindset. It is. The calories are the result of the mindset. Okay. If you are just back to indulging, back to old habits, and you're too lax, and it doesn't mean you're doing it on purpose, but there is still boundaries in maintaining your weight. And if you just go back to, well, I'm just going to have whatever, that's not maintaining, that's a surplus, right? So your mindset has to shift. Your mindset has to shift into, this is a lifestyle. Having my goal body is, yes, it is during fat loss season, these things, but it's also maintaining these things. That doesn't mean maintaining a calorie deficit forever. We're not trying to lose weight forever, but it is a shift to go, you know what? This is a true lifestyle change I need to make. And it starts with your mindset, and that translates into your habits, the things that you do, how you think, and then what you do. And then on the other side of that's the result. Do you maintain it or not? Do you lose this weight or not? So here's the good news. Okay? When you treat this fat loss phase, right, as lifestyle changes that you are making, not the calorie deficit, but lifestyle change that you're making, eating enough protein, eating a balanced diet, eating the right portions, moving your body, self-care, managing these things. You're not going to set it and forget it. When you start viewing it as that, everything gets easier. You're no longer stuck in this black and white, gain and lose, off and on anymore. Okay? And you're no longer counting down the days until it's over. I just need to get through this. I just need to do it for this 3 months. And then it's back to, instead, when you shift your mindset, you actually just start enjoying the habits that you're creating. You find what works for your life. It's different for everybody. We've got a framework, but it's an individualized framework that you individualize and you make work for you. Some of our ladies that are in maintenance mode inside of our programs are like totally different from others. You know, how active you want to be, what your food looks like, how you handle all that is very individualized. But it works for your life, and it's habits that you're maintaining. But it starts with a mindset shift. The first thing that women do inside of our Goal Body program is our Becoming Her training. Becoming Her is all about activating your future self. The future self that can lose the weight, number one, but more importantly, keep it off. So you have to connect with that version of yourself. That's exactly what the training does, is it walks you through connecting with that version of yourself, getting clear on it and who she is and what she does and how she thinks and how she acts and how she shows up and the results that she has. You've got to do the work on, I'm here to change for the long term, not just temporarily. Okay, so it's not just the diet that should be sustainable. It's all the habits. If you're crushing it in cardio when you're in a fat loss phase and then you drop off of doing that, okay. So you can use tools like cardio and certain strategies in a fat loss phase. But if you really shut everything off all of a sudden, and then you start consuming more, like that's where we gain the weight back. So you have to know how to shift your habits so that your results are forever, right? So this looks like balance. The real version of balance, not the balance where you use it as a cop out to have whatever you want, because balance, that's not our version of balance around here. Balance is sometimes you got to say no to the pizza, and other times you say yes, guilt-free when it fits. Sometimes you got to rein it in. Other times you're a little bit more relaxed. You're moving your body because you want to, because you are a woman who prioritizes that, that's a part of her life. She moves, she's active, not because you have to, because you're sweating for the vacation, but because that's what you do. That's who you are. I want you to look at your mindset around these things. Are you viewing it as I'm doing XYZ while I lose this weight? Or are you thinking of it as I'm forever going to be active? I'm forever going to watch my portions. I'm forever going to listen to my hunger and fullness. I'm forever getting rid of emotional and stress eating. Okay. When you stop thinking about fat loss as a diet and you start thinking about the things that you're doing as a lifestyle change, cliche, you don't just hit your goals, which is obviously really important. And what we're all here to do is to get these summer bodies. But how about keeping that summer body so the next summer you're just living in it? Going back to what I said at the beginning, okay? You can always do a little summer shape up like me. Everybody loves that, a little trim up. It's just fun. I enjoy it. But you can keep this weight off for good and not be doing this thing where you're getting 10 pounds of your weight off every summer. 10, 15, 20 pounds. The most common thing I hear from women is that they have this 20 pounds. I don't know about you listening. Do you have the 20 pounds, right? So how we're going to get away from that is that what we're going to do to lose it is what we're going to do to keep it off. Okay. So deep breath with that one. That's the ultimate win though, right? Keeping it off for good. Like I see that women that get stuck in the gain and lose just have not made that mindset shift. So I had to bring it up. It's so important. All right, you guys. Point 4, finally, mindset shift. Tongue twister. Mindset shift number 4. You need to get freaking excited about this journey. Here's the thing. I'm about to call you out again. Mindset shifts are always like, I know, it's like a lot. It's a therapy session. Here's the thing. If you're walking around with a wah attitude about your weight loss journey, it's going to feel like a chore. It's going to feel miserable. You're going to be miserable to everybody else. And eventually you're going to quit. When you shift your mindset to focus on what you're gaining instead of everything you have to give up and everything you're losing, everything changes. Everything changes. You're not just losing weight. I've got to lose this weight. I mean, you know the negative tone that can come with this. And some people are really good at just being positive out the gate. Some people, y'all are negative AF, and you need to start faking it until you shift your mindset. Okay? We need to get on this positive train, okay? Get on the positive train with me. Here we go. You're not just losing weight. You're not just losing girls' nights and getting to eat whatever you want. You're not just losing, the time on the couch, the Netflix binge or whatever. Like, you're not just losing all these things. You're gaining so much energy to get through the day without needing 50 coffees. Confidence in your body to put on whatever you want and feel so freaking hot. Strength and resilience mentally and physically, and freedom, again, to the top of the episode, like freedom to not have to worry about all this stuff. The weight that you carry because of the weight on your body that you don't love and the weight of the decisions you make that don't feel good is so much heavier than you realize. And when you release it, the weight off of your shoulders is going to feel so good. Think about how good it feels to imagine yourself moving through your day, not obsessing over food, not obsessing over your body, and just living the lifestyle, like point 3, right? But here's the deal. There's going to be sacrifices. That's just a part of it. But if that's all you're focused on is everything you have to give up, then that's going to be the energy that you carry. That negativity is going to be the dark cloud hanging over your head the whole time. You are gaining so much more than you're losing. But if all you're focused on is all the things that you have to give up, and you're thinking about that way more than all the things that think about it, like you're becoming the version of yourself you're dreaming about. The woman who feels like strong, sexy, unstoppable, confident, like the woman who's proud of herself when she sees the picture of herself instead of having a meltdown, right? So yes, there are sacrifices. Yes, it's hard sometimes, going back to point 1, but it's also like fun. It's also fun, you guys. Like, when you realize what you're working towards and you can really just like close your eyes and envision this version of yourself. She may seem so far off, okay? I can totally remember when I started my journey. I had so much imposter syndrome. I'm like, who am I to think I can do this? But I did. I did. I had to fake it till I make it too. When you close your eyes and you envision that version of yourself that like almost feels completely unrealistic and unattainable and downright delulu, like how does it feel? Be real with yourself. Like, how does it feel to live in that body with that life? So, like, let's have fun with that, right? Like, let's have fun. Like, you get to fuel your body and nourish your body. You get to build these habits that allow for you to have this energy to show up with your kids and not feel like you need to sit down or like you can't and you're missing out on life. Like, building habits that last a lifetime, like a whole lifetime of feeling good in your body, of feeling proud of yourself, of feeling healthy, energized, like confident. This is creating a life you love, right? That's exciting. Why are you wah about it? Why are you wah about it? This is exciting. This is a privilege to get to step into a version of yourself. There's so many people who they're never going to do it. They're never going to do it. They're never going to live up to that version of themselves, even though they want to, even though they can. So you're here. You get to do this. This is awesome. You're in control. You are in control. And your future's bright. So get excited about weight loss. Have fun with it. Yes, there are going to be days where you're more hungry, where you don't have energy. But you've got to get excited for this goal. You've got to ditch this deprivation mindset where all you do is talk about all the things you have to give. Oh, I've got to count this out. Got to log my food. Got to go get my steps in. No. I'll tell you right now, and be so for real with you guys. If that's the attitude you have, good luck getting there. Good luck getting there. The women, I've worked with thousands of women over the last decade, the women who can shift their mindset. And again, sometimes you're faking it. I'm not saying these women come in and they're like, I'm having so much fun. No, we gotta do this. This is a shift. All of these are shifts. Be careful to think that this is automatic thinking. We're shifting, which is the signature part of our program is shift. We're shifting, okay? We're not there. We're getting there. We're going there. So you're going to have to shift away from this deprivation mindset where all you're focused on is all the things you have to give up and all the things you can't do, and start focusing on all the amazing things that this journey is bringing into your life. And when you shift your focus like this, it is so much easier to stay committed. This is the secret. When you're genuinely excited about the changes that you're making, the lifestyle change that you're making, that is when you actually stay committed to it. Because it's too bad to go back to the other side. You get to a point where you're like, not going back there. Okay. So to wrap it all up with a bow, we got to stop thinking it's always going to be fun. There's going to be down times. It's not always. We got to prepare mentally and anticipate that the tough times are going to come. We got to lean in and push through anyways, because that's where the transformation happens. And we've got to stop focusing on these timelines where we think we have to do it in a certain number of days. And no, we're going to shift to focusing on the progress that we're making. And we're going to realize that the time is going to pass anyways. And we're going to stop thinking about it like a diet that we're just suffering to get through to get to the goal. And then we'll be done. And we're going to actually make a lifestyle change. And it's not just the food, it's the habits, it's the mindset, it's all of it. All of it. I mean, in a lot of ways, it's like a rebrand, okay? You got to rebrand your life, okay? And we got to get excited about it. Get excited. Find a dress you want to wear. I make my clients do this. I just had a client message me. We were talking about it first and she's like, I don't know. I feel like with the clothing thing. And I'm like, I'm telling you, get a gold dress or something. And then she sends me the picture of the dress and she tried it on. She's like, it doesn't fit yet. But I see the vision. I'm so glad I did this. Find an outfit you want to wear. Make a Pinterest board. Do something to get yourself excited about what you are doing. You got to get excited about this. It is going to change the outcome for you in a way that don't even realize, and lock you into the commitment to see it through to the end, the very end. Okay. So if these mindset shifts are like hitting home for you and you're like, sounds great in theory, but I need support through this. I need accountability. I need to go deeper on these mindset shifts. I want to invite you to join me inside of Goal Body Group Coaching. At some point, we have to say, I can't do this alone. That's why women come into my program. They're like, I can't or I don't want to do it alone. This is the program where we help you shift your mindset, build these sustainable habits, and give you the exact fat loss framework to hit your goals, lose the weight, get your goal body, but also keep it for life. Okay. Last diet you'll ever need vibes. No more crash diets, no more yo-yoing, gaining, losing, gain, like proven system that works with your life. I'm not asking you to do anything crazy. You're going to see how to like individualize this for yourself. It's not a copy and paste meal plan that somebody threw together. Like this is teaching you how to eat for the rest of your life. Okay. Plus the support, expert guidance, me as your coach. If you think I go hard on the podcast, wait till I've got an individual little mini podcast to you inside of our group chat. I come at it with love, I promise. And accountability. How many of you are just struggling because you're not really accountable? Like you listen, you know, and by Wednesday, it's like whatever. The accountability to stay consistent. So if you're ready to take the actual step and finally make the changes that you've been dreaming about, this is your sign. So in the show notes, you'll find the link to Goal Body. And the best part is you can join me right now. No waiting, no sign, like right now, you can get in the room with us in Goal Body. Okay. Now, if you want my higher level elite transformation coaching, that has the one-on-one, that is application only, and we're pretty booked, but I know we've got like one spot, I think right now open, maybe one. It could change at the time of this, but you can always apply and we can chat and we can see if that's a good fit for you. If you're like, I need the highest level of accountability and support. So that's it for today's episode. You can check out the links in the show notes. 10-day metabolic reset. This is your launching pad if you're just looking to get a little juice going in this transformation right now, or Goal Body Group Coaching. The link is in the show notes. Come in and join us, or you can apply for my Elite Transformation Coaching. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'm loving our Summer Bodies in the Spring series. So much fun. Next week's episode is a hot one too. I told you guys they're all going to be coming in hot. So love when you guys message me like on Instagram and are like, ooh, love this episode. So shoot me a message over there, or if you want to chat, see which of my programs are a good fit for you, at Balance by Hillary with 1L. And we can chat over there. I'd love to connect with you guys. So shoot me a message. And as always, you guys, I will see you in next week's episode. Bye.